Hello friends, welcome to my class today. Today we'll see the next topic in Nursing Foundation, that is role of nurse in primary healthcare and its delivery. So if anyone new to my channel, please subscribe and click the notification button and also comment if you have any suggestions. And please do not see till the end so that you can get the knowledge about the primary healthcare. So okay, primary healthcare is the whole of society approach of health and well-being centered to the needs and preferences of individuals and families and communities. Okay, so that means we provide care not only for an individual, on the whole to the family and the community where they live. So everyone is given provided with the health care. Okay, so that is the concept of primary health care. So that is it, mainly comprehensive means we not only see the physical disease, we also see the psychological, social, environmental, occupational, all the determinants. Okay, so these are the factors that can influence a health. So they look after all those determinants of health. Okay, for example, the recent COVID-19 pandemic came, so that is we don't treat only the individual. So because of the COVID-19 pandemic, even the neighborhood, the people, whoever is coming in contact of the person can get the disease. So they fully lock down the country so that the virus spread can be stopped. Okay, so like this in primary health care, not only seeing the disease, on the whole comprehensively we provide care, that is called as primary health care. Coming to the definition, so it is a essential health care that is universally accessible. So that means everyone, irrespective of the area where they live, whether it is a rural or urban population, everyone must receive the health care, and it should be in acceptable cost. That means the person, the country and the community can afford to that health care. So like that the care should be there. And coming to the origin of primary healthcare, so initially the primary healthcare originated from China. So they were called as barefoot doctors. So these barefoot doctors had a tie up with the community, and they give care for their community people. Okay, so these doctors are village health workers who will have basic training related to the health care, and they were providing care, and mainly they concentrated on rural population rather than urban, because in urban there will be hospitals, only rural population did not have hospital access to hospitals in those days. So they were concentrating on the rural population, and they also provided preventive rather than curative services. Preventive is better than cure. So once the disease is coming, then it is very costly to afford for the treatment, so we have to prevent it. So mainly they focused it on preventive. That means teaching about health, educating on environmental sanitation, hygiene, immunization. So all those preventive aspects they were concentrating. And also these barefoot doctors, they gave treatment mixing with the traditional medicine and also the western medicine. Okay, so western medicine is the drugs and other medications what we use now, and traditional is the those days of what our ancestors. Okay, that is in generation so many traditional medicines are there, like they put kasayam for cold, or some legium, something they do whenever they go for treatment. And also in China the most popular thing is the acupuncture. Okay, so like this they followed both traditional and western medicines. And these barefoot doctors, they had close community with the close tie up with the community, so that the cost of this primary health care also was very low, and they mainly concentrated on prevention and hygienic practices. And next came the Alma Ata Declaration. So this declaration was formulated by the World Health Organization. So they conducted an international conference, and all the governments of the country were advised to provide health care for all the people in their community. Okay, so mainly to protect and promote the health of all people in the country. So this Alma International Conference was held, and they developed a goal called health for all. Okay, so that means the main motto is to achieve the health for all. That is, every individual living in the country or community should be healthy. And so whoever member of this World Health Organization, so all the member community should follow the health for all goal. So they formulated so many national health programs and also the goals of the national health programs, and they also uh, they also formulated how to provide the health care. Okay, so whenever some health programs are formulated, how to deliver the health care to the population, so all those formulation were done by the World Health Organization, and this was given to all the countries. Okay, and whoever members of the country were asked to follow the health promotion in their country. Initially it was applied to the developing countries and later it applied to the all population. And in the year 1978, this Alma Ata declaration was a major milestone for the primary health care. So that is nothing but public health. Okay, so everyone in the population should attain the health around the globe. Around the globe is whole world. And next is the goals of primary health care. So first is comprehensive care. So as I already said, not only seeing the specific disease, we treat the person health needs throughout his lifespan. Okay, so till the day he is living, he should live happily with comfort without any illness. So we have to ensure the health promotion and prevention to treatment and rehabilitation and palliative care. Rehabilitation is restoring the near normal life of a patient. That means when a person is not having a hand, also he must be able to work independently. Okay, so like that we have to make the person training without, even with some disability, he must be able to lead the life. And palliative care, so mostly for end stage diseases and cancer patients we provide palliative care. So here major medications will not be provided, only thing we help the patient to live a comfortable life, and also if death is there, he must die peacefully. Okay, so this is the comprehensive care. Okay, so we must help the person to lead a comfortable life without, even if there is some disability, he must be living a well-being life. Okay, so that is he must be able to lead a good life. That is called comprehensive care. And next goal is equity or equal care. Okay, that means there is the that is commitment of social justice. So that is every individual in the country is having a fundamental right to health. Okay, so that means they must have a standard health, and everyone must live a healthy and well-being life. So they must have food, clothing, housing, medical care, necessary social services. All these should be equally divided to every person. So initially, as I said, rural population were neglected of health. There were no hospitals, and also if they have to come for a hospital, they have to travel long, and because of that, on the way itself so many persons died and the mortality rate all were high. So because of the, after the human rights movement came, so they said that every person should get the health. So equal care should be there irrespective of the area where they living. Everything we have to provide equal care. So that is the main goal of a primary health care. And selective care. Selective care is referred at ambulatory or a first level of personal health care services, and this is understood by a set of priority health interventions for low income populations. Okay, so low, even if the country is having a low income, so there are some standards set by the World Health Organization. They provide all the medications and drugs free of cost to these people in order to in order to look after the health related services. Okay, so because of this only nowadays there are so many sub centers, primary health centers are coming in the rural area, and these centers are provided with the standard medications and standard treatment. So that means there is some standard protocol, like for example fever, then there is a paracetamol. In case diarrhea, ORS solutions are lopramide. So like this they have some standard first priority, that is first level of care will be provided. If the person is serious or is having some critical illness, then he will be transferred or referred to a next unit. Okay, so these are the goals of the primary health care. And next is essentials of primary health care. So what all the concepts or what all the things they do in the primary health care. So first is education on health problems, how to prevent and control them. Okay, so how to control and prevent the disease. So all the related diseases they will give education. and effective food supply and proper nutrition. Okay, so because of that only nowadays in so many schools there are midday meal program where the food is supplied free of cost, and also there should be proper nutrition, so they give egg etc. with the nutrition. Okay, and maternal child health care including family planning. So nowadays there is a reproductive and child health services are there in many primary health centers and also in sub centers, so they mainly look after the maternal and child health care, so and also family planning services. Because of that the infant maternal mortality rate has been reduced. And adequate and safe water supply and sanitation. Okay, so as per this norms they have also did chlorination of water, and also if any area is deprived of water they produce, the government supplies water to these areas. And also basic sanitation, so initially there was no latrines in houses, so there was open air defecation, so this also contributed to so many illnesses, that is communicable diseases. So because of this nowadays later the due to this primary health care there is basic sanitation in all the houses nowadays. And immunization against major infectious diseases. Okay, so all the primary health centers, sub centers, they give vaccination free of cost for all the people in the community. And local endemic diseases control. Okay, so endemic diseases, certain diseases which are present within the country. Okay, so within the country in some area some diseases will be there, those are called endemic. Okay, like tuberculosis, dengue, malaria, these are some endemic diseases which are always present inside the country. So how to disease, they take steps to prevent these endemic diseases like DDT they spray in case of malaria or dengue, and for tuberculosis nowadays dots therapy. So like this according to the country what endemic diseases are there, so they take steps to control these diseases. And appropriate treatment for common diseases and injuries. Okay, so in case injury is there they will put dressing and stopping bleeding. And in common diseases as I said fever, cold, diarrhea, so all those common diseases will be treated in the primary health care. And provision of essential basic medication. Okay, so in case of old age and elderly people they may be need vitamin tablets, so they will give supplemental vitamin and calcium tablets. And also during pregnancy this iron and folic acid tablets. So according to the basic needs of the person these medications will be supplied by the primary health care. Next, coming to principles of primary health care. So first is accessible or equitable distribution, community participation, health promotion, appropriate technology and intersectoral coordination. And in accessibility or equal distribution. Okay, that means healthcare services must be equally shared to all the people of the community irrespective of the race, creed, economic status, etc. So as I said already, in any area where the person is living, even if he is rich or poor, so whatever may be the problem, we have to provide healthcare to all the people in the community. Even in the hilly areas, even in the remote and rural areas, everyone should get the treatment. So that is the main principle of this primary health care. Okay, so that is why nowadays the health care is also given to the rural areas and also most vulnerable groups of the population. So vulnerable groups are nothing but the maternal mothers, the children and the elderly. So these are the vulnerable groups. So all those populations will get the health care. This is community participation. So in primary health care, if only the government has to look after the care, because population is very huge and only if government must take step, then we cannot achieve the health for all goal. So community should equally participate and they must take the responsibility of making their environmental clean and hygienic practices. So everyone in the community should follow the health aspect, then only we can attain the goal of primary health care. So community should involve in planning, implementing and maintaining the health services. And when the community is involved, so community people can be utilized so that manpower, money, material can be all those resources can be saved and this will be utilized for the achieving the goal of PHC, that is health for all, that is everyone in the country should get the health. And next is health promotion. Okay, so health promotion, so in this they educate on the important issues like health education, so meet the nutritional needs and basic sanitation, and maternal and child health services are done, and also prevention and control of endemic diseases. So these are the activities done in the health promotion. And with this health promotion, individual and families will understand about the determinants are the factors that are affecting the health, and develop skills to improve and maintain the health and well-being. Okay, so when we teach them on health education and also identify the factors that are contributing health and prevent the factors, then the person will develop the skill to maintain the health and well-being. Okay, so appropriate technologies, some methods, procedure, techniques and equipment so that is used for providing healthcare should be scientifically valid, and it should be adopted according to the local needs of the community, and also it should be used by the person who knows to use those resources, so that when we use like this, it can help in utilizing the resources effectively, and thereby the cost of the country and community will be reduced. And intersectoral coordination is with the PHC, that is primary healthcare. They have to have coordination with other sectors like agriculture, education, housing, so that the healthcare can be provided effectively. Okay, so if the person is living in slums and because of that there is lack of sanitation and poor hygienic practices where the patient is going for disease, then we can have the coordination with the housing and help the person to build the houses. And same way, when we have the coordination with the agriculture department, then we will have meet the nutritional needs of the person and community. And in case of education, when we have a collaboration, then there will be some colleges that can adapt a community, and thereby they can provide healthcare services for the community. So like this, we have to collaborate with other people in order to provide the primary health care. And next, coming to importance of primary health care, so it is important to respond to rapid economic, technological and demographic changes, all of which impact the health and well-being. Okay, so any water problem, any sanitary problem, any education, any economic problems, whatever problem is their community, so this primary health care will respond immediately, so that the health being of the person will be seen. Okay, so like in case of flood or some tsunami, anything is coming, immediately there are so many voluntary agencies coming to that area and meeting the health and well-being of the person. And it is proven to be highly effective and efficient way to address main causes and risk of poor health and well-being today, as well as handling of emerging challenges that is threat to a future well-being. Okay, so it mainly through primary health care. So primary health care, we will have a tie-up with the community so that we can identify what is the cause and risk factor for developing a particular disease. So by identifying that, they can prevent the disease, and also we can identify what will be the future challenges. Okay, emerging challenges, what all the problems can occur in future. So everything we can identify when we know about the community thoroughly, so that we can prevent those future problems. Providing quality primary health care will reduce hospital stay, thereby it reduce the healthcare cost, and also it improves the efficiency. And increasingly complex health needs must be addressed through multi-sectoral approach, that is integrating health promoting and preventive policies, solutions that are responsive to communities, and health services that are people centered. Okay, so whenever there is a massive problem like any disaster or any flood or anything, then we have to do the multi-sectoral approach so that the people needs or the people care can be met. Primary health care also needed for improving the health security, so that we can prevent some health threats such as epidemic. Okay, epidemic is when there is any sudden outbreak of disease, then we can, by community engagement or any education of the public, and also doing surveillance and identifying the disease, which area the disease is common, and finding what is the cause. So like that, when we do surveillance, then the health security, that is the health threat, can be decreased. And strengthening systems at the community and peripheral health facility level contributes to building resilience, which is a critical for preventing the burden of health system. That means the community and other peripheral hospitals must be equipped with adequate bed strength and also with all the technology, so that any emergencies we can utilize those services. Next is stronger primary healthcare is essential to achieve the health related sustainable developmental goals and universal health coverage. Okay, so that is, there are so many goals, means nothing but prevention of all the communicable diseases and other major diseases like hypertension, diabetes mellitus. Okay, so these are the importance of primary healthcare. And last is role of nurse in primary healthcare delivery. So that is, first is health promotion. Health promotion is nothing but early diagnosis and treatment of disease and illness prevention. So that is primary, secondary and tertiary prevention are there, which I already explained. So everything the nurse has to do by educating the public. Illness prevention is done by identifying the causative and risk factors and then preventing them. And midwifery, antenatal and postnatal care is done in order to prevent maternal morbidity and mortality. Treatment and care of sick people, usually in interdisciplinary teams. That means all the laboratory people and doctors, physicians, everyone join together and treat the sick people. And rehabilitation and palliation, so these are long term care given for to the patients. And community development is done by looking after the health infrastructure of the community. So the nurse has to collaborate with the governmental agencies in order to improve the health infrastructures by building housing and also by providing nutrition for the people and also developing the housing status and also health related status and also increasing the number of hospitals and government health centers. Population and public health, the nurse has to identify the prevalent disease in the community by doing a surveillance, and she must also have a stats of all the different diseases and also identify the causative risk factors of the diseases. And educating the public, so that is education is done within the interdisciplinary teams. So that is, the persons who are working under her, she has to educate them how to provide care, and also she will disseminate the communication through mass media to the public, so that public will be aware of the health related practices. Next is research. So whenever there is any epidemic or any new illnesses, immediately research will be done in order to do a survey of how many persons are affected and what is the cause, everything. Okay, in advocacy, the nurse also have to advocate for patients problems, like talking with other governmental organization and other agencies where the patient needs help related to the health. And chronic illness management by providing long term care. So like when patient is having any COPD or any long term illness, asthma, so they provide chronic care management. Organizing clinical work environment with infection control and risk management. So they may maintain the environment so in such a way that there is no infection and cross infection is occurring. And supporting other providers like doctors and administration staff. Okay, so nurse also will support these persons so that they can do the care in collaboration as a team. And problem solving in clinical and organizational contexts that arise on day-to-day basis, such as addressing patients emergencies. Okay, so whenever any emergencies are occurring, they immediately identify the problem and then they take measures to solve the problem. And quality control by managing accreditation process and also identifying the quality risk management activities such as infection control and safe disposal of the sharps. Okay, so they see this infection control and safe disposal of sharps are there, so that other person will not be infected or injured with the sharp objects. Okay, like needles. So whenever patient we don't safely dispose the needles, other person can get injury. So these quality controls will be done by the nurse. And being a agent of connectivity between the different health disciplines and between patient and health services. Okay, so they connect between the different health disciplines, means with the lab technicians and other radiology people. So all those people, they will connect, coordinate and work, and also they connect with the patient and the health services. So they know what all the governmental health services are there, and they introduce it to the patient, and so that patient will also be benefited by the healthcare services. So these are the role of the nurse in primary healthcare delivery. I hope you would have understood my class. Thank you for listening. Please do like, share, subscribe and also click the notification button.